Hi again, everyone. It's Mark Merrill with Firm, Fairness in the Reporting Media. We're talking about mainstream media again versus the facts. It's time for another refresher program on why truth, facts, reality, and common sense matter more than lies, lies, and more lies, especially against our Bill of Rights, founded in the U.S. Constitution, and of course, the Declaration of Independence in the very beginning of our country's legal and permanent separation from Great Britain or the United Kingdom and become a republic. That's right, a republic, not a democracy and not a monarchy of a king or queen, telling us millions of citizens what the rules and laws of the day, laws of the week, or laws of the year will be by only electronic or paper decrees, or violations will be dealt with swiftly and without appeals. Oh boy, I'm so glad all that's changed. That should sound familiar to everyone. But that's what the United Kingdom used to be. That's what the United Kingdom has now fallen back into the dark ages, we call it, of socialism and times of holy wars. The Crusades between the years of 1050 AD and 1395 AD, pre-Columbus, Magellan, Ponce de Leon, and other explorers who were at least courageous enough to get financial support from kings and queens to really find out if the world was flat or not. Now, I believe 95 to 100% of the existing sane populace in this country confirm the Earth and other planets are round and that Almighty God made sure of that in Genesis Book 1. Everybody on the same page now? If not, you ought to be. It's an eye-opener, folks. Oh, and all you biological boys and girls over the age of 21, shall we say. Get a clue. In the meantime, with present day 2024, everyone, we here at Firm present more reasons for hope, faith, truth, and reality that our United States of America has a future for the following reasons. The 1776 Project, as you see before you here, is changing education one school district at a time. We support reform-minded conservatives, they say, who oppose political indoctrination and believe in parental rights, safe and secure schools, fiscal transparency, improving educational standards, promoting transparency, and reversing pandemic-related learning loss. See, I think that's a pretty damn good idea, don't you, folks? Help is on the way from a new political action committee, one person reported. One of the founders of the 1776 Project PAC. If you're thinking of writing a check, consider writing it to Ryan Girdusky. Girdusky. Ryan Girdusky. Shout out to Ryan, who is doing an excellent job with the 1776 Project PAC. Another endorsement, the 1776 Project is changing the future of America, one small step at a time. Three candidates won their race, and they were endorsed by the 1776 Project PAC. What is it? In every state, all 50 states, by the way, our children are being taught far left-wing ideas like critical race theory and radical gender ideology. The 1776 Project, folks, was created to solve that problem. It was designed from the ground up to help conservatives take back local school boards county by county across the state. It is the first of its kind, and conservatives have never had a way to fight back in their school boards until now. Right now, present day report, they have won over 230 school board races for conservatives. won over half of the races that the 1776 Project has ever been involved with, and saved millions of children from leftist control of the school system that they are in. They're planning to endorse even more candidates in the coming year. Thousands of leftists hiding in our school boards across the country, quietly turning students in their districts into radical leftists. We'll give you a link for the 1776 Project in our comments after the program airs. Now, the next thing we're coming up with here, folks, is a warning, or actually an education on phishing scams from our Maine Public Employees Retirement System. Here's some simple tips on avoiding phishing. Don't take the bait. Tongue-in-cheek a little bit, but it is something to consider, folks. It occurs when criminals try to get us to open harmful links, emails, or attachments that could request our personal information or infect our devices. Phishing messages or bait usually come in the form of email, text, direct message, or social media or phone call. The messages are often designed to look like they come from a trusted person, organization, or anything else to get us to respond. Here's some 3 simple tips. 1, to recognize, and these are the common signs. Urgent or emotionally appealing language, especially messages that claim desire consequences for not responding immediately. Requests to send personal and financial information. Incorrect email addresses or links, like Amazon.com. Well, I guess it's a good example. Number 2, resist. If you suspect phishing, resist the temptation to click on links or attachments that seem too good to be true and may be trying to access your personal information, and instead report the phish to protect yourself and others. You'll find options to report near the person's email or username, and you can also report via the Report Spam button on the toolbar settings. And number 3, guess what? It's as simple as pie, folks. Delete the message, period, and don't even do anything to activate it or reply to it or click on any attachment to it, including even if it offers you an unsubscribe link. Just delete. If a message looks suspicious and really, it's probably phishing. Also, go to the company website and capture their contact information from the verified website and search for the site in your web browser and type the address yourself if you're sure you know it. Another way to reach the person to confirm whether they contacted you is if you get a strange message from your friend on Facebook or other social media and you have their phone number, text, or ability to call them, ask if they sent the message. What's that? Some extra warnings, folks. Not to mention the DEI and the ESG that needs to go the hell away. Yours truly, we have Firm activated since February and March of this year, 2024, on YouTube and Twitter, now X. Watch out for the mind control of media techies, or tech media, as they were once called. It's dangerous out there, folks, but we can live our normal lives and go about our daily business and our daily duties, work as well as recreational during the warmer months as we've had. But there's a lot of cynicism out there, a lot of finger pointing, a lot of blame, and a lot of bullying. Just want you to be aware of it, folks. These pretty much the triggers of violence, enemies of the state. The real ones, folks. Now, our final segment here, folks, is from the Heritage Foundation, and they are on another 2024 socialized healthcare survey. But here's a problem, and they pointed out, so we're going to hit on a few points. If you're frustrated by politicians who think more government is the answer to every problem and who want to put your healthcare choices in the hands of bureaucrats, then don't delay in marking that survey ballot that's being sent out to just about everybody in the civilized world, that is. The left, it goes on in this statement issued about a week ago, is determined to implement socialized medicine. They talk endlessly about Medicare for all and promises of free health care. And the media and the big tech are helping leftists mislead Americans into embracing socialized health care that will lead to misery for all. People in Maine and across America are already feeling the pain of government-run health care thanks to the failures of Obamacare. Under government control, millions of Americans have seen their policies canceled, including my daughter's when she first enrolled after a few weeks and actually maybe a 30 or 60-day period. There was a notice that she could be dropped. Instead, she canceled. Since Obamacare's enactment, average monthly premiums have increased by 95% in your state. Budget analysts on both sides of the issue have placed the cost of socialized medicine at potentially $52 trillion at a time when our country is already $34 trillion in debt, I think, as most people know. And the income tax hikes, payroll tax increases, and higher taxes on you and your fellow Americans that proponents claim will pay for their plans wouldn't even start to cover those costs. Not even close. And just across the pond, as we say, or north of the border, countries like Britain and Canada that have socialized healthcare systems supported by the left care is rationed. And their coverage is extensive on waiting lists for medical treatment that are commonplace, especially for hospitalization and specialized medical services. And even urgent procedures are sometimes canceled with little notice because the system is overwhelmed. No thanks. No thanks. For nothing. Some final points. Allowing competition and free markets to give Americans better choices, better prices, and better health care coverage is where the Heritage Foundation truly feels that reformation can take place. Also, giving people more ownership of their health insurance so their coverage wouldn't depend strictly on their current employment, offer better tax incentives that help Americans find and afford best health care coverage for personal needs, having strong coverage options for pre-existing conditions without the massive amounts of regulation, taxation, spending found in Obamacare, and letting Americans exercise their right of conscience when it comes to matters of faith, such as abortion and protecting the unborn to begin with. Also, Heritage Foundation is trying to shape, or should say reshape, truth, facts, and reality in the news without leftist censorship. Media and big tech, as you just saw. We educate 10 million Americans each day, the Heritage Foundation does, on key issues like healthcare, and one news source called the Daily Signal will provide their site as well, folks. It breaks stories about the dangers of socialized healthcare that would otherwise go unreported. Heritage makes sure that news coverage and social media debates reflect the facts without disastrous plans like Medicare for All. And signed by President Kevin D. Roberts, the Heritage Foundation. They're evil, folks. Those of you who are on the ball and staying in touch and making sure that nothing happens to you or your loved ones, your freedoms, your rights, your privileges to vote, and lots of others. Stay informed right here with us at Firm on a regular basis, with our podcasts on a regular basis 5 days a week at rumble.com/fairnessmedia1. We're also, as we said, on Twitter, YouTube, and 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Contact us with information that you have or that you'd like to pass along as ideas for topics that we may not have even considered. Thank you again for joining us, and have a pleasant day wherever you are, and peace, as always, to everyone.